Welcome to Drill Down Earnings. We've got quarterly results out from Microsoft. What a quarter. The stock is certainly reacting. I'm Cory Johnson, Chief Market Strategist for Epistrophy Capital Research. We look at the 50 most important companies in technology. This is one of the most important, one of the biggest. You could argue it's damn near close. It's going to be after the trading settles in here, where this might be looking at a $4 trillion valuation. It's a really interesting company and a really interesting quarter. Fourth quarter, fiscal year 2025. Better than Wall Street estimates, specifically $76.4 billion in revenues, topping estimates by a good $3.5 billion or $2.5 billion, as well as earnings, a much more profitable quarter. When we dig in a little bit deeper, we see the revenue grew at an 18% clip. So this company is really big and it's growing at a faster and faster double-digit pace. At this size, seriously? I mean, $76 billion and growing at 18% on a year-over-year basis. It's amazing to see, and very profitable. Profitability up 23% on a year-over-year basis, 24% if you look at, whether you're looking at operating profits or net income. But either way, fantastically profitable quarter driven by AI. So let's talk about it. So operating profits up 45% on a year-over-year basis. Oh my goodness, that's just fantastic. Or I should say, at least EBITDA margins are that much better, now at 45%. So let's dig in a little bit deeper. So Microsoft Azure for the year, $75 billion in revenues for the Microsoft Azure business. That's up 34%. They deployed 2 gigawatts of new capacity in data centers, with AI services contributing, they said, materially across all their workloads. Their Microsoft Cloud business, it wasn't just AI, Microsoft Cloud at $46.7 billion. It's all kinds of hosting. They signed $100 million in contracts, and they've got $100 billion in bookings. Just these numbers are hard to even conceive of. They're, when we break down their business, so productivity and business processes, intelligent cloud, that includes Microsoft Azure, and more personal computing. I tell you every quarter, it's the stupidest name in business. It's just personal computing. It's not more personal. It's probably too personal if you ask me. But personal computing, 18% of revenues. But productivity and business solutions, that's Windows, that's Office, and that's 43% of revenues. I should also mention in that is LinkedIn. Their LinkedIn business grew at 9%. Xbox grew at 13%. So really strong. That productivity business, growing strong. They say that the AI tools like Copilot are drawing use and consumption of their products, drawing increasingly. But that intelligent cloud business just really taking off now, growing at better than 25% in the quarter, just super strong for that business at really massive scale. The market loved these numbers. The stock was up 5% in after-hours trading. For the year, it's up 21%. If I look in the S&P 500, up 17% in the last 12 months. So these guys doing, it's hard, since it's such a big part of the S&P 500, to not take the whole S&P 500 with it. But wow, what a quarter for Microsoft. Now, a big focus of mine lately is CapEx across all the big companies. I'm writing a research note about that right now because the numbers are just amazing. With these Microsoft numbers and numbers from Meta as well today, we're now at a point where we know in the last quarter that Microsoft, Meta, Apple, Amazon, and Oracle spent combined $1 billion a day in capital expenditures in order to grow out the world of AI. Now, some of that, of course, is some Amazon warehouses and other stuff, but property, plant, and equipment expenditures now nearly $1 billion a day from just those 5 companies. It's incredible the amount of money being invested in AI. So in the quarter, Microsoft's CapEx hit $24.2 billion. But if you were looking at the cash flow statement like I was, and questioning your own math, like I was, I only saw about $17 billion. So what was really going on here is Amy Hood, the CFO, explains this really carefully. She says, look, if you're looking at our CapEx, you've got to look at our finance leases. Yeah, it shows up in our financing section of our CapEx statement, of our cash flow statement, not in the property, plant, and equipment. This is accounting geekiness. But she says CapEx was $24.2 billion, not just the $17 billion they spent in the quarter. And that next quarter, it's going to be even more. But Satya Nadella really liked to talk about not how much they're spending, but what they're getting out of it, how many AI workloads they're working on, and it's kind of impressive.
There is a lot of talk in the industry about building the first gigawatt and multi-gigawatt data centers. We stood up more than 2 gigawatts of new capacity over the past 12 months alone, and we continue to scale our own data center capacity faster than any other competitor. Every Azure region is now AI first. All of our regions can now support liquid cooling, increasing the fungibility and the flexibility of our fleet. And we are driving and riding a set of compounding S-curves across silicon systems and models to continuously improve efficiency and performance for our customers.
Short but sweet from Satya Nadella, but what a quarter from Microsoft. What's it all mean? What's your big drill on earnings takeaway? And what's the one number that tells us a whole lot? Well, Microsoft Q4 2025 earnings, your essential summary tells you $76.4 billion in revenues, up 18% on a year-over-year basis. That's just fantastic for this company. Really, really profitable. But I think the most important number is what they're spending in the cloud to build out data centers, their capital expenditures. Forget even the financing they're doing. Just the cash flowing out to buy and build stuff was, and here's your number, $17.079 billion in just 13 weeks. Incredible spending by Microsoft, with lots more to come, which is good news for all the people they're spending it on. Some of the companies we follow right here at Epistrophy Capital Research. All right, thanks for checking out the Drill Down. Follow me on @CoryTV on X, and of course on TikTok, Instagram, and on YouTube @DrillDownPod.